Okay, 4-point cortisol. That's excellent. Morning, midday. I like the graph that shows, optimal ranges, and then we have the patient's range.
A lot of times, other tests you'll need to calculate your own ratios. And so I like that this already does that for you.
Oh, that's cool. Combining the hormones with the endocrine disruptors, that makes sense.
I haven't seen that where you're bringing into play additional environmental testing to see what else could be affecting the hormones. I think that's helpful.
BPA, all the forever chemicals, arsenic, cadmium, chromium. Wow, that's good.
Unless they do like a separate toxin panel, they're not going to always get that insight. So I haven't seen this on one of the other panels that I use yet. I can imagine that this would be a good cost savings approach for the patient. Instead of you paying, multi-$100 for multiple panels, if you can get some of the best information into one, as it pertains to the endocrine system in this regard, I think that's really helpful.
Like that you've also done the ratio, the progesterone to estrogen ratio. I don't recall anyone else doing that.
I was hoping that there would be a flow chart like this.
I like how this one actually is highlighting on this, like what is actually already running elevated. So it's not just a general chart, it's also showcasing a little more detail with the numbers present of like, okay, this is high, this is, low, and then how it could be impacting and the downstream effect of the others. So I like that. I do think it's a little more comprehensive, and it looks like it's easier to read, especially for a patient. I like that it seems like a little easier on the eyes and a little easier to understand and flow, especially when you're explaining it to a patient how it's interacting. So that's nice.
I find the organization is conducive to understanding the test and understanding what to do about it.
Really like this breakdown. Makes it very digestible for both me and, more importantly, the patient. They can kind of read it on their own.
Again, a lot of times as a provider, you're trying to put that into terms that people can understand, and I just like the readability. And then for newer providers or people new to your test, as they're going over it, I think they can use this as a strong guide instead of having to go through a webinar and go through an additional counseling session with another representative at your company. Like, okay, tell me what does this mean and how do I explain it to them? I think if you can keep these comments simplified, not only does it help the provider understand your tests, and really be able to like, oh, okay, cool. And most of us are going to understand this anyway if we're already doing hormone testing. But for those of us who may not be as familiar with it, I think this is a cool way to help them learn. And of course, if they want to know more, then I imagine they can call you guys and get that.
Really, really comprehensive.
I like the layout. I like how it's presented.
I think you have a really awesome test here. I think it could be really useful for a lot of practices.
Honestly, it's a very good test. I'm excited to use it. I'm excited to use this clinically. It's a good test.